Okay. Um, I just watched a couple of movies last night. Pretty fucking fucked up ones. Uh, you can see on top, I Spit on Your Grave, the remake, and I Spit on Your Grave 2. Um, these movies are based on the original I Spit on Your Grave from like the 70s. Um, which is one of the more famous rape revenge movies. And and I just kind of steered clear of the original. Not just I knew what it was about. I've seen like the Cinema Snob's review of it, and I did see last what was it, Last House on the Left. Um, After I saw his review, and that movie was a lot harder and more graphic than I thought it would be. Like usually when I go into this 60s, 70s slasher and horror stuff, I usually think it's gonna be an easy sit. Like horror stuff ain't that much of a problem for me. Um, but I saw Last House on the Left, and it kind of delivered. So when I saw I Spit on Your Grave review, I was thinking like I don't need to see this again. And then I was like browsing this website I use for streaming yesterday, and somebody comments on I Spit on Your Grave 2. And I'm like, is that Spit on Your Grave 2? And click it. And it's not like from the 80s or anything. This is like 2013. So I'm like, what? Sure enough, it's a sequel to the remake. Done by the same guy who did the first. And yeah. So I was like, fuck it. I I wouldn't say I enjoy remakes, but yeah, I kind of enjoy watching them. Even if they suck, they're kind of my black exploitation movies. Like I'm remake exploitation. That's my thing. Uh, you like 99% of the times you'll find that the original is better, but you'll usually find a lot of fun in these remakes, and I think they get a lot more flack than they really should. Um, at least from the actor and character p- perspectives. So yeah, I started to watch the first, uh, which the gist of it without giving any spoiler stuff away on either one of them. The basic plot of the movie is a single woman, going to going to a place to do something related to her work, to her professional life. And while doing this she encounters some guys. After that encounter, they'll meet up, or they'll come to her, and you'll have a pretty vicious rape scene. Um, and the remainder of the movie, that's like the first half, and the second half would then be her revenge. So that's kind of a spoiler, but you probably know about the original anyway. So yeah, and that's the gist of both movies. That she get kidnapped, they get raped, and she getting her revenge. And it's not the same chick in both movies, so it's not like that coincidence. Um, and that's pretty much it. But I have to give at least the first movie up or the second two, for just the visceral, the I hesitate to say realness, but like yeah, you can imagine all of this happening. It might be heightened reality, it might be whatever, but you can imagine if you're really, 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 really unlucky, something like this probably could physically happen to you. um, and that's not a good thing. Um, I enjoyed the movie. I did. The actors were good. I can't really name anyone. I don't think I recognized any of the names. I know the one guy was in the first Fast and the Furious. He was the guy who got killed in Fast and the Furious. Um, and, not right now. And thanks a whole lot. Yeah. Other than that, no real name actors, but they're all solid, all really good. The main guy in I Spit on the Red One, the leader of, you got the leader of the gang and you got the cop that's like the leader of them. But the leader of the gang, that guy is pretty fucking scary. Pretty fucking hardcore. The sheriff, which you can smell from a mile away that, of course, he's part of this. But still, he really does a good enough job for you to hate him. You really hate the fuckers. You really want all of them to die. Um, uh, Bob from Batman is in this, and he's good. I wasn't even sure he was still alive, but hey, there he was, and he did a pretty good job as he always do. The effects are pretty good. I can't, from what I saw, I saw too much of CGI anything. Uh, the emotions seem pretty real. The reactions seem pretty logical. When she gets a chance to leave, she does. When she gets a chance to escape, she tries. It's never it's never like you got a few contrivances like her dropping. Of course, she drop her cell phone in the bowl, in the toilet bowl right before the attack happens, and that breaks some cell phone in 3 seconds, obviously, because no cell phone can touch water. Still, I can go anywhere in Norway with my iPhone in fucking rain or snow or whatever, and it still works. But that's just me. Um, and that's pretty much the gist of it. There's not much to say. Um, I probably made a mistake seeing it when I did. I was going to bed, and yeah, I watched 2 movies, and I started the first while I was going to bed. Um, it just it was really hard, and it was like a car crash or something like that. You don't want to watch, but you just gotta. I don't really know what else to say. I really recommend you seeing it, if nothing else, just to maybe get inspired to see the original, which I am planning to do pretty soon. But yeah, when it comes to remakes, not as good. I can't compare it to the original because I haven't seen it, but like it seemed like a solid representation of what I know about the first one. It seems to be goddamn phone. Why is everybody ringing me right now? Yeah. Fuck me. Yeah, that's probably all I got on this. The second one, okay, the first one was a girl who's a writer goes into a woods, meets a couple of guys on a gas station, ends up embarrassing them at the gas station, and when she gets to her cabin where she's all alone, a couple of nights later they show up, and that's where it all starts. The second movie is now taking place in New York, where there's this girl who's a model who needs to get new pictures taken for her portfolio. So she finds this place who will do it for free. She goes there, takes some pictures. They seem a little creepy, kind of hostile-ish Europeans. If you saw, if you saw Hostel 2, like the guys on the train, sort of, kind of like that. Um, and they were like, and they're just being mean and creepy and stuff like that. So eventually she leaves. A few hours later or next day or something, one of the dudes shows up, apologizing for their behavior and delivering her the pictures they took. Yeah, okay. She goes to sleep, and she wakes up, and there's the dude sitting, uh, filming her, I think, with his camera. Uh, and that just, yeah, that kind of freaked me out, I gotta say. You know, this dude in your apartment, stuff like that. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really want to say too much. Uh, this could very... I could very easily tell you too much, and I'm sorry I'm being flabbergasted like this, or a lot of pauses and stuff, but the goddamn phones threw me off a bit. Got some calls I gotta make. Yeah, back to the effects for number 2. Still good, still pretty visceral. Story-wise, you're still invested in these girls. Both these movies are really good at making you want the bad guys to go. You are behind these girls all the way. The second one, probably even more than the first one, as this girl really goes through hell and back. Like, uh, I've heard of similar situations here in Europe, but they're usually treated better while captive. So, yeah. Effects, like I said, pretty fucking good. Story-wise, good. A little bit more contrived, a little more incidences in the second one where you're like, that was kind of convenient that that happened in that way, and that they knew that that was gonna happen. But other than that, it's a fun movie. Not a fun movie. It's a captivating movie. All three bad guys and a few others do a good job. They're all creepy. They all get what they deserve to some degree. Not quite sure what happened to the mother. Um, uh, that's again, that's pretty much it. I don't really want to spoil these movies. They're rough sets, really rough sets. Like I said, the treatment of the girls in the first half, their reason for their revenge is pretty hard to fucking see through. There was several points when I was watching this that I kind of felt bad for even watching it. Like, uh, I saw the Human Centipede and stuff like that. That movie is just a rumor. Like, the idea is fucked up, but the movie ain't that fucked up. This is more on the line of both being fucked up and the idea of fucked up. You wouldn't. You wouldn't want to show this to your regular horror fan. Like, this ain't no Freddy or Jason or Mike Myers or stuff like that. This is And the fact that Eve, the bad people ain't even all that cartoonish. They're fucking like the start of the rape in the second movie. I'm sure that scenario has played through a million times in real life. Not always ending in the rape, but like dude doing something, girl misunderstanding, girl starting screaming, him trying to shut her up, things go bad. I don't know, but I think these movies did justice to their original counterpart. They're disturbing to watch. They're not funny at all, except for in the final parts where they're not funny, but you will start to cheer. You will be with these girls on their journey, and I don't really know what more to go through. The story, the effects. What else? Do I recommend it? Yeah. If you can handle watching stuff like that, I totally recommend it. The acting is solid. The pacing is good. Maybe lacking a bit in the second one. It maybe drags a bit too long. Which I think kind of was the point. There's one scene where she's being poked by a cattle prod. Which, that was the hardest thing for me to watch. Because they just keep going and going and going and going and going. And they never fucking stop. They just keep shocking her. And she yells out in this agonizing fucking... This ain't horror movie screaming, like running through the woods screaming. Ah, no. This is pain. This is pain. There's like several things. Of course, the cattle prod shit wasn't real, but there's one scene where the main guy of the bad guys, takes her nipple and twists it. Just twists it. She's chained up, so she can't do anything. She just twists her nipple, like not in the kind of way you would want to do to a girl. And she just screams, and that shit probably was real. That was probably him just grabbing that nipple and twisting like a motherfucker. And those screams are not pleasant to listen to at all. If you ever watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's more manic screaming like that, but still more painful than that. In Texas Chainsaw, I actually find the screaming annoying. Here, I totally understood it. Yeah. Should I keep dragging and blabbing? I don't really know. These were tough movies to talk about, actually. The kills in all the movies are pretty inventive. Again, in the second, I kind of feel it turns into a Saw movie in the second half. But I love the Saw movies. I have them all. So yeah, obviously I can't get much through without stopping for like 15 seconds at a time. So I'll start a new topic on something else, and I'll probably see you guys around.